Hello, I'd like to share some insights on how students of mine get around to study for the PMP exam, studying at least 3 hours daily. Now, if you attempt to study 3 hours daily by sitting down at a desk and going through material, if you're working PM, you'll find out that that is a rather tough feat to pull off. However, if you are gifted at learning by audio, an auditory learner, you'll quickly realize that it is possible to study for 3 hours a day by filling yourself with PMBOK guide content on a regular basis throughout the day. Some students may even find themselves able to study 4 hours or 5 hours a day. How do they do this? By auditory learning. Auditory learning is a great way for people who are gifted at doing so to stay in the mode of the project management body of knowledge guide, to be aware, constantly aware. However, to study with audio, it needs giftedness and it also needs intentionality, and it's a learned skill. You can actually train yourself to learn by audio, by being in the moment, by focusing, by listening without sitting down and doing nothing. It becomes a reflex. For me, I find myself able to absorb huge amounts of information in books that are on audio. Whether I am walking on the street, whether I am driving, whether I'm in a plane, whether I'm working on things about the house or carrying out chores, I find out that I'm able to just get it. I'm absolutely able to extract that information and get into my head. But not everyone can do that. So this is a trick for people like me who are able to learn by audio. Now, in order to learn by audio, you must have audio. There are two ways you can go about doing this for the PMP exam. The first way is to read aloud any book of your choice on your iPad or your iPod or your iPhone and listen back to it. But wouldn't that be a little bit too tedious to record tens, 20s of hours worth of material onto your phone? The poor phone probably ran out of space. For that reason, I have put together a solution that can help you. If you really mean business studying by audio, I would highly suggest the Project Management Audio Digest, which has over 15 hours of decompressed audio. What do I mean by decompressed? I mean the PMBOK guide itself is so compressed. It has a lot of information in it. And in order for people to understand it in layman's terms, it has to be decompressed. You have to take that 20,000 tons of words and compress it down to maybe 1 ton or half a ton. But while doing that, you also need to section out the most important pieces so that when people are listening, they're getting a decompressed version, but they're also getting a scaled down version that is particularly important for the PMP exam. And that is what is done in the Project Management Audio Digest. Now, I take each chapter of the PMBOK and I talk about it as though we're sitting together and I'm walking you through it in layman's terms, in plain terms, and I unravel some of the cryptic language in the PMBOK guide. I demystify it for you. So if you're an auditory learner, I would highly advise this product called the Project Management Audio Digest. I also have in here, I have full-length dramas of different pieces of the PMBOK guide dramatized by professional actors. So we could take, for example, integration management and have a drama piece of it on audio. So it makes a very interesting listen and you don't get bored because I'm not just reading a book aloud to you. I'm demystifying what is in the book. So visit www.praizion.com. You can actually download 1 or 2 samples or listen to any of the samples I have on YouTube. I've helped thousands of PMs get certified, trained thousands of PMs, and a lot of the feedback I get from my students is, thank goodness I used the Project Management Audio Digest. Thank goodness I went through all of the different chapters listening because it became part of my subconscious. I actually got into the exam hall and I started hearing you in my head reading back some of those things or narrating back some of those things to me. That's what they say. And I believe that the more you do, the more you listen to the audio, the more it will get into your subconscious. And before you know it, it's stuck. Before you know it, those definitions, those long-winded definitions, they'll stick. So visit Praizion.com, take a look around the channel. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe button. And if you would like to talk more about project management, when you sign up, don't hesitate to connect with me on LinkedIn and ask me any questions you have. Take care and speak to you soon.